So here's a quick overview of Colab and how it actually operates. So if you go to the URL that was listed in the last video, gr1.me/python-book, it'll take you to a set of notebooks in Colab that are instructional for Java developers primarily, but if you are familiar with other programming languages, it'll probably get you through the steps of learning Python. So this is a notebook. Here we can see the basic user interface, and you can see you've got a couple of menus, a few different options there. Colab automatically builds a outline of all of the different headings that you have in your file. And you have a couple of other options, like you can take a look at files, you can open a terminal, but for the most part in Colab files, you're going to be focused on either working with text or working with code. And if you can see here, anytime you hover over one of these blocks, you get the option to either add additional code blocks or add additional text blocks. So if you want to modify one of the text blocks, you just double click it and it opens up an editor, and you can edit any of the text here, and you can just hit escape, or you can just click to another box. You can move them up and down. You can add comments, which is really nice. If you have a question about something, you can just add a comment to it, and that allows somebody to see that comment and then respond to it. So you can see, this first notebook explains a little bit about what Python is and where you can find more information about Python and how to learn a little bit about Python. And you can see the history of Python. Python's been an interesting language because it's been around for a long time, but it wasn't until about 2000 when Python 2 came out where it really got a lot of uptake. And then over the last couple of years, Python's had some decisions that were maybe a little controversial around backwards compatibility and what we could actually do with it. So right now we are on Python 3, and that's sort of the one that everybody is using going forward. So you're pretty safe in the Python 3 environment. Colab is this application, this sort of hosted application, this software as a service application, and it's based on JupyterLab, which is more or less just a notebook environment that you can build and install on your own systems. But Colab is you just type in the URL and you can start working with it. So it makes it very straightforward to get started in Colab. And you can see here, we've got Python code, and this is a code block. And when we hit the play button, or you hit Command plus Enter, or Control plus Enter, that will actually run that code. And you can see after just a few seconds, it's going to take that code, it's going to run it on the back end here, the server, and then it's going to show you that response. So you can see here 10 plus 10 is definitely 20, and we can make additional modifications here like plus 10 plus 10, and we can see that that's gonna give us that response there. So the notebook itself allows you to look at different sections. You can collapse and hide sections. You can navigate by scrolling, or you can navigate just by clicking around the items and in the outline. And you can see, we can learn about comments, we can learn about variables, we can learn about the basic 4 data types in Python. You can learn a little bit more about printing, so that we can have multiple outputs all together. You can see Boolean values and operators. You can look at strings and substrings. And each one of these notebooks is going to take you through some of the programming structures and conditional logic, loops, and other things that you might use in the Python language. So if you work through all 10 of these, you should have a pretty good understanding of everything from the basics around arithmetic and variables all the way up to if-else statements, loops, functions, objects, and even error handling and additional modules. So hopefully you can take a look through each one of these and navigate at your own pace and learn a little bit of Python before we get into the next lessons. So hopefully this is useful for you. Thank you for watching.